What's up guys, it's Wataru here. Ever wondered how long you will live? According to statistics, it is shown that 50% of those who are currently living in their 20s will live up until 100 years old. Great news, isn't it? It means you have more time to enjoy all the good things the world has to offer. But there's a problem. How would you manage the extra finances you need to live if you live until 100 years old, as compared to, let's say, living until 70 to 80 years old? So this book, The 100-Year Life, written by Lynda Gratton Andrew Scott, will tell you how you can structure a sustainable 100-year life by proposing financial and career structures that you can follow, based on how is our future going to be and how we can adapt to this era of longevity that humanity have never experienced before. Then let's get into it. We are currently living the era where the life expectancy is increasing for most people, but the retirement age is fixed. This basically means that after you retire, you need to stretch the amount of saving you have left and the pension you receive for a longer period of time. This certainly will create a problem, as not many people can do it, and even if they can do it, the standard of living will definitely fall. Then what's the solution? If you live with the current life structure, there are actually two. One is to work longer, and the other one is to make do with a small pension. But both of these solutions are disheartening. You have to work even longer than our past generations to sustain our living. According to a study, for the current 20s who is seeking for a pension fund of 50% of their final salary in the future, we need to work until they are 80 in order to attain them. The reason is very simple. See, as countries develop further, the life expectancy of the people naturally increase, and fortunately, more people get access to education. As more people get educated, more people will prioritize work over making children to establish their financial base. Hence, it will lead to lower birth rate. And when this birth rate falls, the future working population will also fall, reducing the number of people paying taxes to the government. Then when the government tax revenue falls, it will lead to lesser or even no pension funds. However, the other result if we live by the current life structure of three-stage life, in which we study until our university, then start our career, and eventually retire. To live a more feasible and sustainable life in this era of rapid changes, the book introduced the structure of multistage life. In multistage life, your life stages will not be determined by your age like the current life structure. An undergraduate student could be 40 or even 50 years old to gain new knowledges and insights to reskill themselves so that they can catch up with the changes of the market. In terms of pensions, there must be another way the government can implement to adapt to this social change. But for now, we should not rely on them and manage by them ourselves by increasing our own levels of financial literacy. So how should we plan our life then? The answer is to follow the multi-stage life model called Scenario 5.0. There were other scenarios introduced in this book to suit people of different life stages, but I'm going to focus solely on this Scenario 5.0 as it will cover sections covered by other scenarios as well. So in this scenario, there are other stages such as Explorer and Recreation, which is not common in the conventional three-stage life model. This Scenario 5.0 is structured on the balance of three important things. First one is productive asset, which is basically knowledge and skills that helps you to be productive and successful. Initially in the three-stage life model, knowledge was only acquired during the education stage. However, in this multi-stage life, we need to constantly update ourselves by acquiring new productive assets, and therefore reskilling will be a common thing even during the working phase. The second one is vitality asset, which are like your mental health and well-being that come from family, friendships, partnerships, personal fitness, and health. Maintaining a healthy body conditions will be important as you are likely going to live up until age 100. And the third one is transformational asset. This is basically the ability for you to adapt and embrace changes. I've spoken about the importance of changes in Who Moved My Cheese video, so you could check that out as well. Anyway, the book states that this transformational asset was underutilized in the three-stage life, but it's super important in this multi-stage life that we are going to live in. None of these can be neglected, or else it will be unpleasant to live a 100-year life. Hence, soon enough, the government will be introducing schemes to secure development of these intangible assets. Example of this is working from home, which is already being introduced due to COVID-19. This helps secure vitality assets, which increases time with family and friends, and with the help of vitality asset, transformational asset will be secured as well to adapt to the changes of the world. Then let's go back and look at the different stages of Scenario 5.0 model. The first one is Explorer stage. Explorer stage is to discover yourself and be able to identify what you truly feel passionate about. As people will be living longer, this stage will be longer as well, which is up until mid-30s. By understanding more about yourself, you'll be able to determine your career or any other means to sustain yourself financially. Some in this stage might be an independent producer, which means to start something on their own like a business. It is the stage to do try and error so that you can learn and discover things before entering the career stage. This stage is also vital for you to widen your circle of friends and acquaintances who will possibly help you in the future full of changes. And the second one is financing or career stage. So in this stage, partnership such as being in a couple plays a great deal. In the past, the typical household structure was for the man to be the breadwinner of the house and the woman to stay at home to take care of the in-house matters and the children. In other words, man to make money and woman to take care of the vitality assets for the house. But during this 100-year life, things has become different. As the education level and access improved for both male and female, both genders are now working in similar jobs. Hence, as each partner have their own financial base, they can support each other. Then this will lead to the next stage, recreation. Recreation stage is literally to recreate your own value and skills to catch up with the rapid changing market. The skill you have today, which you utilize at work, may be redundant or be outdated soon. Therefore, you will need to go back again to reskill yourself, let's say by taking up courses or starting a degree program. For example, let's say the husband would want to further learn programming skills to recreate himself, as this would require him to spend more portion of his time from work to reskill. He will bring in less income into the house. This is when the wife is required to support more financially for the household until the husband is done reskilling. This goes vice versa for the husband when the wife wants to reskill herself. By doing this, both parties can upgrade their productive, vitality, and transformational asset to meet the future demands of the market, at the same time sustaining their comfortable lifestyle. Then what's after recreation? After recreating yourself, you need to go back to financial stage, and once the wave of changes arrives, you need to recreate yourself again. It will be a cycle until you retire. So the main takeaway from this book is, spend time to discover, find a partner to support life together, and always look out for changes. That's all for the video. If you liked it, please give a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel by pressing the red subscribe button down below. Thanks guys, see you next week.